When the only constant in life is change, you need to be ready. This is the Man-Made Survival Show.
Hello everyone, my name is Jose Prado with Man-Made Survival. I really hope you share this information today because we're going to be talking about nuclear power plants and what to do in the case something goes down. All right, again, I got this information straight from the government because they're the ones that know what to do, and I want it to be reliable information. All right, I'm not saying that I'm not reliable, but in something like that, I want you to get it from the government so there's no doubt on what to do. All right, so please like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel so a lot of more people can get this information, and you can probably save somebody just by doing that. All right, so I want to go ahead and get into this and see what this article is talking about from the government. Nuclear power plants use the heat generated from nuclear fusion in a contained environment to convert water to steam, which powers generators to produce electricity. Although the construction and operation of these facilities are closely monitored and regulated by the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, accidents are possible. An accident could result in dangerous levels of radiation that could affect the health and safety of the public living near the nuclear power plant. Nuclear power plants operate in most states in the country and produce about 20% of the nation's power. Nearly 3 million Americans live within 10 miles of an operating nuclear power plant. All right, I want to come back and give a comment and say that is why you must be ready to evacuate. All right, on that type of scenario, it's not that you're going to be able to stay around, and wait for them to work out the problem. They're going to make you get out of there. They're going to make you evacuate. All right, so you're going to have to have a plan to be able to get out of there as quickly as you can. That's why you must have a bug out plan, already laid out, and it's something that you practice every day or, every so often. And you got to have the supplies that you need. For example, you can get the bug out bag and you can get the disaster kit from my store, ManMadeSurvivalStore.com. And you will put that on and you will leave the city as quickly as you could. And that will protect you from getting contaminated by all the particles that would be spewing out of these nuclear power plants, right? Especially if an EMP happened. Because if an EMP happened, they will go into meltdown, which would be a lot worse than just the accidental spill, all right? So there's big complications there's big implications in all of that. If you want to study more on what happens during a nuclear meltdown, you can study what happened in Fukushima, all right? So the article goes on to say this. Before a nuclear power plant emergency, the following are things that you can do to protect yourself, your family, and your property from the effects of a nuclear power plant emergency. Build an emergency supply kit with the addition of plastic sheeting, duct tape, and scissors. Make a family emergency plan. Obtain public emergency information material from the power company that operates your local nuclear power plant or your local emergency services office. If you live within 10 miles of the power plant, you should receive the materials yearly from the power company or your state or local government. Sign up for emergency updates, if available, from your local emergency management agency to receive timely and specific information for your area during a nuclear power plant emergency. If an accident at a nuclear power plant were to release radiation in your area, local authorities would activate warning sirens or another approved alert method. They also would instruct you through the emergency alert system on local television and radio stations on how to protect yourself. Follow the EAS instructions carefully. Minimize your exposure by increasing the distance between you and the source of the radiation. This could be evacuation or remaining indoors to minimize exposure. If you are told to evacuate, keep car windows and vents closed. Use recirculating air. If you are advised to remain indoors, turn off the air conditioner, ventilation fans, furnace, and other air intakes. Shield yourself by placing heavy, dense material between you and the radiation source. Go to the basement or other underground area if possible. Stay out of the incident zone. Most radiation loses its strength fairly quickly. After a nuclear power plant emergency, the following are guidelines for the period following the nuclear power plant emergency. Stay tuned to local radio and television stations for the latest emergency information. Public shelters are locally managed and operated in response to events. If you have been told to evacuate or you feel it is unsafe to remain in your home, go to a designated public shelter. To find the nearest open shelter in your area, text shelter plus your zip code to 43362, which would be 4 FEMA. Example, shelter 12345. Act quickly if you have come into contact with or have been exposed to hazardous radiation. Follow the contamination instructions from local authorities. Change your clothes and shoes. Put exposed clothing in a plastic bag, seal it, and place it out of the way. Seek medical treatment for unusual symptoms such as nausea as soon as possible. Help a neighbor who may require special assistance. Infants, elderly people, and people with access and functional needs may require additional assistance. Return home only when authorities say it is safe. Keep food in covered containers or in the refrigerator. All right, so you heard it from the government, right? All the steps that you need to take, how you can find a local shelter. And, it wouldn't only be for that scenario. It would be for a hurricane, for earthquake, for what, tornado, whatever. So that is why this information is important for you to pass on to your friends and family so they know what to do when something like that happens. Again, 3 million Americans live within 10 miles of a nuclear power plant, which of course that's a lot of people. And are they all going to go down all at once? Probably not, unless an EMP happens. But on a regular day, it would probably just be the one. But that's why it's important for you to be prepared. All right, so before I let you go, I want to remind you about my store, ManManSurvivalStore.com. You can find the bug out bags and all the other gear you're going to need for you to survive. All right, so again, my name is Jose Prado, and remember, always ready.
The Man-Made Survival Show.